All right. Well, welcome. Hope you guys are doing well. And hey, we're back. I don't know about you, Jen, but I feel like I should be scared right now. Like,
How do you feel?
I feel hysterical. No, I'm joking. I don't feel scared at all. But listen, markets are dropping. That's been a big thing in the headlines these days.
Yep.
Markets are dropping. Tariffs. Oh my gosh, the tariffs are going to ruin the world, right? Type of thing. And
Yep.
people are scared. Listen, the market's dropping, a lot of uncertainty.
Hmm.
A lot of companies are uncertain on how to guide going forward. That's been a theme. So this earnings season's coming up will be interesting. Most people are like, what's the earnings seasons? It's all good. It's just when companies report their earnings and where they think we're going next. But can we play a little game with everyone here
Yeah, let's
and
do
then
it.
dive into like the question and the conversation that came up?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to read some titles, some news headlines
Okay.
that have come up. Okay, so this is from Political. Trump can't have his tariffs and the stock market too.
Yep.
Okay, ABC News. President Trump loves to talk about the stock market. CNBC. Trump's trade fights have cost the stock market trillions.
Hmm.
Okay, I got more. You ready for this?
Yeah.
CNN, presidents play with fire when they brag about the stock. That's not really hugely irrelevant, but let's go to the next
The
CNBC.
stock
Trump
market.
goes
Yep.
quiet as the stock market falls on trade war. Ooh.
Ooh.
And the New York Times, Trump laments the stock market plunge as a big mistake.
Hmm.
Okay, so here's the question. I want everyone listening to play. You can answer it in your head if you're driving or whatever. Um, but okay, we're in the first 90 days. Well, we
Yeah.
just passed the first 90 days. We're literally like 3 days, 4 days past the first 90 days. Well, technically not. So January 20. Yeah. So we're still in the first 90 days. We're about to get past the first 90-day mark. So in the first term, first 90 days, market's down like 15-ish%. What year are we in?
I mean, these all sound really recent, like within the past 6 weeks, no?
So 2025? Is that your guess?
That would be my guess. Yeah.
That's the year we're currently in, guys. Everyone that's listening to this later on, we're in 2025. You
Yeah.
ready for this, Jed? And everyone watching, ready for this?
You're about to tell me I'm wrong.
I'm about to tell you you're
Dang.
wrong. 2018.
2018.
2018 is when I pulled all those headlines from. So Trump can't have his tariffs at the stock market too. That came out, December of 2018.
Wow.
The Trump's trade fights have cost the market trillions. That came out January 20th, 2018.
Wow.
Hold on, you ready for this? There's more. Presidents play with fire when they brag about the stock market. December 21st, 2018. Trump goes quiet as stock market falls on trade war. October 28th, 2018.
Dang.
And then Trump laments the stock market plunge as a big mistake. February 7th, 2018.
So is this history repeating itself or what's going on?
I mean, I think we got a couple things going on. Number one, I think we got history repeating itself.
Yep.
You hear people talk about Trump derangement syndrome.
Okay.
I feel it might be a thing. I'm not confirming it is or it isn't, whether you hate him or love him. I'm just saying it seems like it seems really eerie that literally the same news headlines are popping up today that were
Yeah.
popping up in 2018. The stock market draw has dropped. Yeah, again, we're roughly about 15%, give
Yeah.
or take, depending on what market you look at and what day we're looking at it. Right now, we're up.
Yeah.
But when I check the market, and I won't do it here, but when I checked the market when I was doing this for the investment club a couple of weeks ago for them to help them kind of get context around what was going on, I was actually surprised by this.
Yeah.
I was surprised that the market had dropped the exact same 15% in the first 90 days.
Yeah.
Like
That is
literally
interesting.
verbatim. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, this is like weird. This is weird
Yeah.
and eerie all at the same time. So it might be a bit of both. Let's be honest. I think news is playing it. News needs something to play.
Sure.
And I think news is playing the tariffs. Can I bring you up some other stats that I found while I was doing some research? And then we'll dive into
Yeah.
the question and all that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we just went through that. First 90 days of 2018 are like the first 90 days of 2025. But check this out. Here's the cool part, and here's where I hope people will like. Here's where people like. I hope we'll get some hope out of all
Yes.
this and not freak out. Um, had you invested in 2018 in the stock market?
Yeah.
Okay, and we had that huge drop in the first 90 days. We had another drop in 2019. We had 2020, the COVID drop. Remember that?
Yep. Oh, yep.
Where the market dropped 40%.
Yep.
And through all those drops, if you invested whatever, $1,000 or whatever it is from 2018 to the end of Trump's presidency in 2021, the market grew 84%.
Oh,
Even with
dang.
all the drops, we had three major drops.
Yeah.
Market grew 84. So that's an average of 19%, just over 19% year over year,
Wow.
which market doesn't usually do. Market usually does 10.
Yeah.
And we're averaging 19 year over year. So basically, at that pace, if you could keep up at that pace, your money would have doubled every 3.79 years.
Nice.
So, and that includes a 20% pullback in 2018, a 54% pullback. A 15% pullback at the beginning of 2018, a 20% pullback at the end of 2018 going into 2019, and a 54% pullback in 2020, the COVID pullback,
Yeah.
as well as a 10% pullback in August from August to September in 2020. You still would have doubled your money in 3.79 years.
That's wild.
Okay. So, with that being said, let's dive into the question or the
Yes.
comment or the mass hysteria that we're seeing right now. Because I know a lot of you are feeling it, but we've been through this so many times.
Yeah.
And so let's dive into the comment and question. Let's give you guys some perspective on where we're going next.
Yeah. Absolutely. So the comment that we saw was, or statement was that, this is a period of time, when the market pulls back, the rich get rich and the poor
Richard,
get
the poor
poor,
get poor.
right? And
I don't know if I've ever heard that one before. Only every recession ever.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
got
It's
it.
and what that statement I find can do is create a lot of fear, and really it deflates all hope
Yeah,
for the future, right?
yeah,
And I think it's really important, Mike, that you pulled up those stats and are able to cite the times in recent history where the market has pulled back, where
yeah,
it has gone down and dropped. Um, but equally as important, and maybe even more so, is to note where it's been up and what
yeah.
the pullbacks really mean.
Yeah. Yeah. What they really mean here. And you know what? Like, let's call this getting historical, not hysterical.
Oh, I like that.
Because that's what we got right now. And data is your friend. Like, information in this instance is your friend when you can understand history. Has this happened before? Has been correct before? When you can understand all of that, you really start to put this into context into what it really is. And this is an opportunity.
Yes.
The rich get rich and the poor get poor. I would say that's true, but I wouldn't say that's the cause of the stock market going down. I would
Mm,
say what happens, and it's not the cause of rich people getting richer because poor people are getting poorer, or poor people getting poor because rich people are getting richer. Those are distinctly different things that are happening.
sure. Yep.
They're not the cause of each other. But what happens is the reason why I believe rich people get richer is a couple of reasons. One, they have access to more information.
Hmm.
Exactly what we're doing right now. I just walk you through 2018 data. That's more information. I'm about to walk you through a bit more here in terms of some more historical data so you can get some context. But one, you need information to make good decisions. And then two, you need to stop fooling around with the things that, what's the best way to put this? You got to stop fooling around with the things that make companies mega rich.
Mm,
You ready for this?
yep.
Debt.
Yes.
Visa, $45 billion they made last year.
Yeah.
MasterCard up there as well. I don't know their number exactly. Amex is up. I think Amex made the most. I think they were like 60 or something
Dang.
billion. Right. And then you got Discover and like for those that are in debt, yes, it's harder to get ahead. And yes, it seems like the richer are getting richer because with the stats that we look at, wealthy people don't fool around with consumer debt.
Yeah.
Like wealthy people aren't fooling around with 22% credit card interest style debt.
Yeah.
right? And so that's number one. If you can get out of that, you now get, in my opinion, you get onto a playing field that now allows you to build wealth and accumulate wealth over time,
Yes, absolutely.
right?
Yeah, you
Um,
freed up all those dollars.
yeah. What's the old saying? Every dollar going towards debt is a penalty. Every dollar going towards investing in interest rates is a reward,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Right? Is that old school, right? That's a little old
Yeah,
school
I
there,
love
but
that one. Interest
yeah,
paid as a penalty, interest earned as a reward.
there we go. That's it.
Yep.
Simplified even better, right? But it's true. And the rich get richer because they understand that. And what they do is when markets fall like they are right now, we look at that as an opportunity, not as a, oh my gosh, the world's ending, Chicken Little's falling. Like I heard the exact same thing we're hearing now in 2008.
Yeah.
Heard it again in 2015, heard it again in 2018, heard it in 2020, heard it in 2022. We had a market pullback in 2022 that lasted about 10 months and we pulled back about 25-30% then.
Yeah.
Um, Heard it then and we're hearing it now.
Yeah.
It was in 2000 as well, that big pullback we had in 2000. We seem to get every pullback. There seems to be that statement: the rich get richer and the poor get poorer.
Yeah.
But you can become part of those that become wealthy. They're not because of each other. They're not the cause of each other. They're exclusive from each other. But check this out, okay? Like here's some more data that can help you guys make better decisions. Hopefully, going forward here. Okay. So we've had 21 bear markets since 1921.
Oh, wow.
So 104-ish years,
Yeah.
I guess you could say. 21 bearish markets. So that's, if you average that out, that's an average of a bear market every 4.62 years, right?
Yeah.
We've also come out of every bear market. Did you know that? 100%. We've come out 100% of the time. We've come out of every single bear market.
Yeah. It's like that. It's like going up the mountain, but then taking a little dip down. You're getting
Yeah.
a little valley, right? Like
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
climb.
exactly. We're up and to the right. Now you might have some dip downs, but we're going up and to the right, and that's what you want. Because I believe the stock market, is probably the best wealth building tool that we have access to on this earth. And the great part is, you don't need a 20% down payment to get started.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like houses are another great way to leverage wealth, but there's a cost to entry.
Sure.
And for some it's 5, 10, 15, 20%, and depending on where you live, 5% could be easily $50,000,
Yeah.
right? Well, the market doesn't require that entry. $5. My kids do $5 to $10, $15 a month,
Yeah.
and they'll be millionaires. So yeah, we've had 21 bear markets since 1921. Okay, we've pulled out of every single one. Okay, but check this out: since 1950, we've averaged a correction roughly every 12 to 24 months.
Hmm.
And that's what we're in right now, by the way. If you want to define what we're in a correction right now.
Okay.
Correction is usually up to a 15% pullback.
Yeah.
Is usually a correction. Once you go past that, usually if you're hitting the 20-ish and further, you're going into a more of a bear market style pullback.
Yeah.
But we average a correction every, yeah, roughly 12 to 24 months. Our last correction before this was in July of 2024.
Oh.
Did you know that? Did you know we were in a correction then?
I mean, I probably did, but do I remember that? No.
Yeah, it was
No.
like less than a year ago. Before that was July till October of 2023 was the last correction. So roughly every year we get one of these,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
I
So
I
keep
think
that in
what's
mind.
I think what's good about that, Mike, and understanding it is that there's there's hope and maybe motivation for those who are still working their cash flow plan, who are still working to get out of debt. The goal is that you're going to be out of debt within, 18, 24, maybe 36 months, just depending, right? But that average of 24 months. And when all of that money is no longer going to debt, it is freed up that you can start to put that money into the market.
Yeah,
And if
if
you're
you
happy,
decide to, if that's what
yeah,
you
if you
want to do.
decide
Yeah,
to, and if it's low, it's on sale.
that's the mentality you want, right? You
Yep.
go to a store and the other day Doritos were on
Yep.
sale for 2.50 a bag,
Yum.
regular $4 a bag. That's almost, not quite, almost half off.
Yep.
I didn't buy any. I'm on a Dorito fast, but I could tell you those boxes were going fast.
I bet they were.
right? And if we can use that same mentality in the stock market,
Yes.
like these moments, like I don't know if anyone's been following me my post, but a couple of weeks ago I posted, God, thank you so much for this pullback we've had. Can you give us a little more? Can we pull back a little more? Because I got money I want to put into the market
Yep.
and I want a nice pullback.
Yep.
Everyone else is like, "Oh my gosh, what's going on? What's going on?" Here I am praying for more of the market to pull back.
Yep.
But it really is that mentality. This is a time. This is a sale.
Yeah.
And if you're in great companies or you're buying, indexes or ETFs, um, you'll look back just like we look back on 2022, like we look back on 2020, look back at 2018, 2015, look back at 2008, look back at 2000. Every single time, those were opportunities.
Yeah.
And even if we miss them, and I go back and say, even if I got in at the top before the big pullback, I still today looking back would have been that's one of the best decisions, even getting
Mm,
in at the top there, because of these stats. We know that
sure.
every time we pull out of this and pull back, or
Sure.
we pull out of the pullback and pull back up.
Yeah.
That's what we do there. So yeah,
Yeah. So there's a lot of hope here. And if somebody is struggling, there is hope. It's not going to be a struggle forever,
yeah,
right? Like you have access to the tools. You can decide how you're going to react to the market, if you're going to feed into the negative media headlines, or if you are going to choose to focus on the things that you can control right now. And when the time is right for you and you decide to start investing, if that's the route you choose to go, then having that mindset that, okay, it's on sale this month and you keep putting in, keep putting in, keep putting in, you're going to benefit. You're going to see that growth over time. It's statistically what, every 5 years you said that pullback, or 4.6?
4.62 if you want to be exact.
Yeah, 4
Yeah,
point
roughly every 5 years.
4.62.
Yeah,
Um, it's opportunities, right? And so we
yeah,
don't have to feed into the negative press. We can choose to see the good side of it and choose to continue to follow the plan, work the
yeah,
plan, and see the hope and opportunities that present themselves.
yeah. And if you'll just keep your head down, avoid the noise.
Yes, I
Okay,
like that.
like don't get distracted by the noise. Work
Yeah.
that plan to get debt free in 24 months. If you don't have a plan to be debt free in 24 months, I highly recommend you like get a coach in your corner that can get you on that plan. Because the longer you stay in debt, the more Visa and all those guys will benefit. But 24 months, maybe another 12 to get a fully funded emergency fund. So maybe
Yeah.
3 years, and then we're investing and we're
Yes.
building wealth. The stock market's honestly the best wealth building tool ever created by mankind. It will take anybody, any income level, and it will make you wealthy if you live by its principles.
Yeah.
Right? You could become a millionaire. No, joking.
$1 million.
$1 million. But listen, let me end with this. What we're experiencing now is normal. Now, every time this happens, there's something else to blame it on. All right. There's always like, there's something to blame it on. So the way I see it, if we're going to blame Trump or we're going to blame the tariffs, that's fine. But who do you blame for all the other corrections we had over the last 75 years?
Mm,
And I'll have to say this, maybe this is part of a normal cycle.
mm,
And that if you will stay invested, buy these nice pullbacks and stay invested long term, you're going to win.
yeah.
They're going to win. Okay. Regardless of what the news tells us the reason is, there's always a new reason. The next time there'll be another reason.
Yep.
Who knows? It might be because it rained. I've heard that as reasons. I literally that's not a I haven't made that up. That's literally it rained too much, which is why we're down. So
Okay.
yeah, yeah, the universe burped or something. I don't know. There's always a reason. But I will tell you this: shift your mentality. Get out of the if you can get out of the closed mindset and have an open mindset to this, you're gonna win.
Awesome. Love the hope.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
guys. Well, we love you. Stay blessed by the best. We'll talk to you soon.